everybody. I'm Aaron Heselhurst. Welcome to the program. Of course, always a pleasure having you with us. Now, we'll talk very shortly about Dell, the PC makers, and the trouble it faces because of those floods in Thailand. But first, here in the UK, the number of people out of work has hit a 15-year high, coming in at 2.6 million Britons who are now out of work. And the number of young jobless, youth unemployment, has soared to an all-time high of more than 1 million. I have to say, though, until now, the UK job market had been fairly resilient compared certainly with those of neighbouring European economies.
Give me 3 things that you need to think about when you're going for an interview.
However hard the current generation of youngsters tries to better its skills, many just can't find full-time work. When the job market contracts, employers hang on to their more experienced staff.
The more you get turned down and the more that you don't find yourself in a better position, or that you're even being accepted for a job, it kind of makes you feel a little bit like, well, maybe I'm not good enough, and it does make you feel a bit down.
Compared to other big economies, the UK unemployment rate doesn't look that bad. It's currently just over 8%. That compares with nearly 10% in France and 9% in the US. However, less than 6% of Germans are out of work, and the situation in Britain could quickly get worse.
I think unemployment in all countries is probably going to rise over the next couple of years, but I fear the UK is going to be particularly badly affected. That's partly because the growth prospects in the UK are looking particularly bad.
One other reason why young people are finding it hard to get work is revealed in a survey out today from the Manpower Group. It says many young job seekers have the qualifications, but they don't have the personal skills to join the workforce. Brian Milligan, BBC News.
Well, let's get more on all of this. Ekkehard Ernst is head of employment trends at the International Labour Organization. He joins us from the head office in Geneva. Ekkehard, great to have you with us. I was saying in my introduction that the UK, up until now, has been fairly resilient compared to its European neighbours. But correct me if I'm wrong, unemployment is a lagging indicator, which I guess doesn't bode well going forward.
That's absolutely correct. We have been actually expecting unemployment going down, looking at the numbers at the beginning of the year, but with this recent turmoil over the summer, this is now obviously no longer in our books, and given that the growth prospects are going down, we are seeing actually unemployment going up over the next at least 6 to 12 months.
Let's talk about youth unemployment. It is a major concern for many. Here we've topped 1 million in the UK. The rate is about 21%. Spain, 40+% there. And in the Middle East, big problems. This is a major global worry, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, the ILO have even tried to take into account the fact that that many young people actually dropping out of the labor market. And if you do that, the unemployment figures are actually looking much worse than what you have currently in the books. So a lot of young people are not seeking anymore for jobs and are not in education, so boding very ill for future job market chances.
And Ekkehard, can you paint a picture for us, please? I mean, what are the long-term implications or consequences for the strength of an economy when you've got millions of young people out of work for a long time?
Well, basically, it will be harder and harder for them to find actually a job that corresponds to their qualifications. So they have to grade down in terms of their job search aspirations, and will accept jobs for which they are typically overqualified. And that means that basically further down the road, it will impact on their long-term career prospects. Typically, you can expect up to 10 to 15 years that these problems will persist until maybe there's some hope for improvement. And in addition to that, all those young people are currently in education. They will actually be discouraged to even go and seek out for jobs, may stick on in education for longer than they actually should be.
OK, well, I guess it all rests now on the policymakers to wake up and face those challenges. Ekkehard, great to have you with us. Thanks very much for that. Ekkehard Ernst joining us from the ILO in Geneva.